Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Connected by Community, brought to you by Ballantine Capital Advisors. I'm Brian Ballantine, and I'm here with Cameron Cannon from our office, and we're here to bring you podcasts about our community, business, and local interests. And today we have a really interesting guest, and I'm super excited, Mrs. Catherine Garrison. How are you today?
Doing great. So great to be here with y'all. Thank you.
And for people who don't know you, you're a local celebrity, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So Denver Downs Farm.
Yes.
A lot of people, if they're from the area, and people who aren't, for our friends that are moving from out of town, they're going to hear all about it here in a second. A lot of cool things. And before the show, we were reminiscing about Clemson and that whole area, which, gosh, has changed a lot and continues to change. But your family has been a part of that community for a long time.
We have. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny saying being a celebrity. So I'm a celebrity around Denver because the population is only about 6 people.
There you go.
We all know each other.
So for those folks that don't know you or your family, maybe just a real quick backdrop of kind of the family's history and where you come into the picture with Denver Downs.
Okay, sure. So our family is the Garrison family in Anderson, and our great-grandfather is named W.D. Garrison, and he came back from the Civil War, the war between the states, back in the late 1800s, and he had $1 in his pocket. So he went to work for a local cotton mill. And back then, a lot of cotton mills had their own farms. So he was a farm manager for a cotton mill for several years, saved up his money, and he bought his own farm. He bought 200 acres on a little dirt road called Old General's Road. Well, fast forward 150 years, and it's no longer a little 2-lane dirt road anymore. It's a major road in the upstate, Clemson Boulevard, which is Highway 76. So we're real proud that our family has been able to keep this in agriculture and keep this a farm for many years. So we started off as a cotton farm, and then our dad, his name was T.A. Garrison. He passed away in 2013. He came back from World War II, part of the Greatest Generation, and he bought 6 dairy cows. Well, he built that into a really large dairy. We were the second largest dairy in Anderson County, and a lot of people may not know this, but Anderson County was one of the largest dairy counties in South Carolina. So we had a great, prosperous time with the farm, with the dairy for many years, and then the price of milk went down. And it was not a good business to be in anymore. So we got out of the dairy business in the late 1990s. And also we had a family tragedy. Our brother, Bart Garrison, he died in a farm silo accident in 1991. So a lot of people in the upstate remember that tragedy. He was such a great man, and the South Carolina Agricultural Museum is named after him, the Bart Garrison Ag Museum. And many people recognize our father's name, T. Ed Garrison, not only because he was a great dairy farmer for upstate South Carolina, but also he was a state senator for 35 years from Anderson County. So he did a lot of great things for Anderson. He did a lot of great things for education. He helped start the technical school programs throughout the state. He did a lot for Clemson University, and his namesake is the T. Ed Garrison Livestock Arena. So a lot of people know that arena for the horse shows and rodeos and things like that. So we're real proud that they named that after our dad, T. Ed Garrison. And then our mom started giving tours of our farm back in the 1960s. So growing up, we had school buses showing up in our driveway to see the dairy farm. And so we've been doing, it's called agritourism. So we started doing agritourism a long time ago, and we continue that today. About 20 years ago, we started a little corn maze, and the little corn maze has turned into a big fall festival. So we're real proud that our family's been able to continue our heritage of agriculture and share it with the community and invite folks to come out to see Denver Downs.
I was going to say, it's not a little corn maze by any means. I grew up going there. I'm really, really good friends with all of their family. I used to ride dirt bikes, as you know, and their family likes dirt bikes as well. So I grew up going there, and it's awesome. It's not little by any stretch of the imagination, though.
Well, and if you've been in the upstate for any amount of time, and again, some of our listeners haven't.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what goes on at Denver Downs, but you certainly hear about the fall festival and some of the events that are going. But if you've gone up and down Highway 76, you can't miss it, right?
Right.
Or you shouldn't. And then
you see the silos and the big White House and the big magnolia trees.
Yeah. Yeah. And certainly the Garrison name has been prominent your family's done a lot for the community, so that's awesome.
Yes, we always try.
And there's not many locals anymore, right? So, so you're a true original local.
That's right. Yeah, and I personally lived in Charleston for 20 years.
Yeah,
and I would come back and forth to help with things at the farm, and Charleston just got too crowded, so I moved back to the Upstate. So my boys and I are really loving being back in Anderson, and like Cameron mentioned, they are all into dirt bikes.
Yeah,
and they fight over who's going to be the president. I mentioned earlier, president of the Cameron Cannon fan club, because he's just the coolest guy.
And how old are your kids?
They're 14 and 11.
Oh, so they're really into it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can give them some lessons or something.
Yeah. I was talking to him the other day. We need to go riding. So.
Oh, yeah. They'll be all over that.
Yeah, I bet so. Mm-hmm. And the farm gives them somewhere to ride, I'm sure.
Exactly. So we check out all the tracks around, but they certainly have, they've got a little turn track that we built at the farm they love. So
I bet so.
And they get real involved with the fall festival. So James always helps out with all the activities like the pillow and our new attractions, I'll tell you about. And Tillman has a little shaved ice station. We've got tons of concessions out there, but Tillman does help with the shaved ice.
All kinds of things to get involved in. Well, maybe start with that for our listeners, because that's a big deal coming up in the fall, right? So We're in the fall's festival season, and certainly, your family's involved a big part of that. So for those folks that don't know, maybe an overview of what that looks like.
Okay, gotcha. Well, it is a big area that people come out to enjoy the day. They come out to Denver Downs to and have a fall experience. So we're going to be open. We're open weekends, October the 24th until November the 13th. So on the weekends, people want to come out. We're going to check out our corn maze. There's many people that come out and don't even get into the corn maze, but they come out and we'll have 50 tons of pumpkins out there this fall. We have many, many, many pumpkins that people can pick, and we have mums. People love having mums decorate their front porch. And we've planted 4,000 this year.
4,000?
4,000 mums.
Oh my God, my wife's going to be picked. She loves mums, like you said, on the front porch. So I'm sure I'm going to have to buy plenty of those.
Oh yeah, we'll have them ready for you. They're huge. They're probably, I'm holding up my arms they're a yard wide. They're really huge, gorgeous mums. We really water them and fertilize them well. So, and then we'll have pick your own sunflowers and zinnias. And while they're at the farm, they can enjoy a lot of entertainment. We have pig races, which are very talented pigs. And Providence Farms in Anderson is a great place that people can buy local meat, locally raised meat, and they lend us some of their pigs because ours are never the right size. So they lend us some of their pigs for the pig races. And so they're extra special pigs in the pig races. And we have a candy cannon that we fire. That's mostly for the kids, but adults do enjoy that. And then we have live music. We have bands on Saturday nights, and we have live acoustic on Saturday and Sunday afternoons and Friday and Saturday nights.
That's
awesome.
And outside of, and I want to dig a little deeper into what's going on with Fall Festival, but do you guys do stuff all year round then outside of the fall?
Good question. So our main event is the Fall Festival. We're working towards being open year-round. In the spring, we are open for our big Easter egg hunt, and we have spring days where we feature our little baby animals that are spring baby animals. And we do a spring music festival. This year, we are having a barbecue, Kansas City barbecue cook-off. That's me in March. And then
we'll be there.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's going to be great. That's a big fundraiser with the Rotary Clubs of the Upstate. And then the Easter egg hunts. And then in the summer, we do a big sunflower festival. So the Sunflower Festival, this will be our third year having it. This past year, we canceled it because the drought affected our sunflowers so badly. But the year before that, it was absolutely beautiful. The sunflowers were gorgeous, 10 acres of black oils. And then we've got exotic varieties that people have never seen. We had people from all over the country come to our event last year. So we hope that this year's Sunflower Festival will be a big deal. So we're moving towards being open year round. But right now, we're just open for specific festivals.
One thing, too, you also do like field trips with schools and clubs like that as well, right?
That's right. Yeah. Okay. My sister Lee's in charge of all the field trips. So we have tons of schools around the Upstate and even into Georgia that come out for field trips. So, and it's getting more popular to have like corporate and company picnics. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the companies in the Upstate, they want to do special things for their employees. So they'll have a family day at our farm, and where the whole family comes out, and we'll serve them barbecue and refreshments, and they can run around and do all the fun activities, the slide, the gym mine, the hay barn, the jumping pillow, the ropes course, zip lines. So there's a lot of activities that we have at the farm that the companies and families love to come out and do.
So what size people or events can you hold? If I'm a corporation, say a large corporation, can you hold 75, 100 people, 200 people? What kind of size do you?
Great question. So we've got companies that come out with 25 people.
Mm-hmm.
We've got companies that the largest we've had are some of the big industries in Anderson. They'll have 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Oh my.
1,000 people. Yes.
Holy cow.
And then if they have more employees than that, then we would just have events a few different days,
right,
for them to come out. So that really helps, especially if they're having, different shifts, like third shift, second shift, they can have a few different days so that they'll accommodate all those families.
So let's come back to this fall thing. And you said there's a new event or a new
attraction.
New attraction this year. What's that about?
New attraction. So
for those folks that have been and they need to know what's new.
Okay. Well, just back up real quick. People wonder where we came up with the name Denver Downs. Yeah. So Denver is a little railroad crossing just below our farm, and Downs means rolling hills. So that's how we came up with the name of Denver Downs.
Never knew that.
And so there's a big joke in our community that people say we should be called Six Flags Over Denver.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly.
So with this new slide, I feel like we're getting up there, but it is one of the largest slides probably east of the Mississippi, and it's 250 feet long, double slide, and you sit on inner tubes, and it goes down. And so like snow tubing, people have probably been snow tubing before. So this is snow tubing without the snow.
And that is awesome.
So what is it on, like a plastic type?
It looks like a giant Lego kit, like a Lego base. So there's little plastic nubs that are upright, and the bottom of the inner tube is plastic, a hard plastic. Yeah. And so you rub that across a roller that has dish soap on it. So again, that decreases the friction also. So you sit on the inner tube and go down this big plastic track. It's real colorful. It's red, yellow, and green. So it's fun. We've got a viewing platform for parents to stand on and take pictures of that goes over the slide.
Wow, cool.
Mm-hmm. And at night, we've got lights all over the place, so it'll be lit up at night too.
So whose idea was this? Who got the Genius Idea Award?
We have talked about this for a long time. And actually, it's kind of funny. In the off season, we go to a corn maze conference. So friends always laugh at me that they can't believe that there's a conference for corn mazes.
I did not know that.
There's a conference for everything.
Apparently.
So, but it's really fun. It's a really great little networking community we have. But last year, the conference was in Atlanta, and we had all of these corn maze families, come out to see us, and they were like, y'all just got, everything looks great. Y'all are doing a great job. They said the one thing you could do is get a slide. And we have always wanted to do that. So this brochure came in the mail in December for this new type of slide. And Lee, my sister Lee, which Cameron knows, Lee is, if we just said, we've got to do it. So we really didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, because we had to have a considerable amount of grading done at the site. So we had a grading company out there for 6 weeks doing all the work and moving tons and tons and tons of dirt.
Is this for kids and adults?
Yes, this is basically more for adults and like teenagers.
Gotcha.
Than it is for little kids.
I think when my kids hear this, I think I know where I'll have to take them. So we'll.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's just the best place to come out and make memories, because everyone, you're getting away from technology. You're getting off your phone. You're getting off of the video games, and you're just out in the fresh air enjoying, a lot of, larger than life activities that we have at the farm.
And I think you said this, but I want to make sure when families come, they can come basically and they can spend a couple hours or a full day even there doing all this various stuff. So
we have many people that come and stay the entire day.
Gotcha.
So we do sell season passes too. So there's some people that can want to come for a few hours and then, come back the next weekend. Or if they see our lineup of entertainment, they know they want to come back on, this Saturday night to hear this band. that kind of thing.
Yeah, see, I was always lucky. So like she said, I'm really good friends with the whole Garrison family, but Lee, her older sister, her son Garrison, me and him are the same age, went to Clemson together. So he would always get like me and some of our other buddies, and he'd let us come out there like, off season or when people weren't there, and we'd get to do all the activities ourselves and hang out under the.
Somebody had to test them.
Yeah, we just went out there and just had fun. So.
Yeah, who tests the slide? Who's the first person down to say, is this thing going to work?
Oh yeah, well I'll get Cameron to come out there.
Apparently it's me.
You got something to do.
We are. We just finished it just a few weeks ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. So not that many people have.
Have you personally gone down it yet?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's fast.
It's
fast. Yeah. And you really, if you're a screamer, you're going to scream. So it's great. It goes. I had the guys at Clemson physics department. They predicted it goes about 35 miles an hour.
Holy cow!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fun.
It's fast and it's
like a little mini roller coaster. So
yeah.
What about, and if they're going to be there a while, and you somewhat mentioned this, so people can get food and beverages while they're there, and
yes, we've got great food, really great food, and so we've got barbecue sandwiches, we've got nachos, we've got kettle corn, which is fantastic, corn dogs, funnel cakes, our really famous fresh squeezed lemonade. Everyone loves lemonade, so we've got that, and so there's a variety that is good for everybody. So hot dogs, that kind of fair food kind of stuff. So cotton candy, candy apples, and then of course we've got our adult beverages. So we've got Ryan, you got to see it. We have a silo that we have made into a bar.
What?
Cool.
Yes, we had seen this actually. Tryon in North Carolina, they've got a small one, but we saw it and we wanted to build. We built a really big silo bar, and so we sell adult beverages, wine, beer, and a famous drink called the Fall Frosé, which is a wine slushy drink. So if you're out, it's a warm day at the farm in the fall, everyone is in line to get a Fall Frosé.
So there you hear it. While the kids are getting hyped up on sugar, the parents are getting calmed down with their beverages.
Exactly. And just enjoying every second of it.
Yeah.
Good for everybody. Get off your phones and out of your computer and, just come out and have fun. Make memories.
Yeah. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So big event this fall, some other things coming up through the year. Any other ideas that y'all are thinking about or that you can share that y'all are maybe going to do over the next few years?
Well, a few different things we're looking at. Strawberries. We would like to plant strawberries. Oh, yeah? And so the only difficulty with strawberries for us personally is that you plant them in November. And when November comes, we are just slap worn out. So we don't do that very much. But sometimes at Christmas, we'll do a drive-in movie of the Polar Express.
Oh, cool.
So that's really, really fun for the community. And then we are considering doing a vineyard. So
that would be cool.
That would actually be a great idea.
That's your vote? Y'all vote yes?
Well, that would be cool.
Okay.
Having been in business and looked into some of that, there are some options in the upstate, but they are somewhat limited.
Right.
And I think for corporate events and maybe even wedding events, I think that might be a popular thing.
Cool.
Wouldn't you say?
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We could put it to a vote and see what the audience
Okay,
says.
so y'all two say yes. Okay, y'all let us know what you think.
One thing I want to talk on too before we move on is the business side. So like you said, your family's been doing this forever, but it seems like over the last couple of years, well, maybe I'm just growing up, but there's like all sorts of other things like apple picking and vineyards, and people are starting to do that kind of thing. But I feel like, and maybe it's because I'm young, there wasn't that much of that like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and you guys were almost like the pioneer for that around here. Can you speak to that too? Like how the business has kind of evolved? You guys have obviously grown tremendously, and it seems like there's other people around here that are also kind of maybe trying to get in that space as well.
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's really has a lot to do with like what's popular, what people have money to spend on, what experiences they want to have their family visit. I would like to say that years ago in South Carolina, everybody had a grandmother or grandfather or aunt or uncle or cousin that had a farm that they could go and visit. Well, the way things are today, it's just not like that. People don't have direct connections with farms. So people look for opportunities that they can take their families and experience where food and where the fiber or everything comes from. So they want to get back and see that kind of things, get a little bit closer to nature. So the Commissioner of Agriculture, Hugh Weathers, about 10 years ago, he started this commission for agritourism. And so I was part of the core group that started a agritourism association in South Carolina. So I think by all of these people, these entrepreneurs, these farmers that are interested in and agritourism coming together, I think that was really a good way to get the ball rolling and get people sharing ideas, coming up with new ventures that they want to share with people and make more profit for their land. So I think that's part of it. And people just wanting to get back to see where agriculture, what's going on with the world of agriculture. Because you just don't have grandma and grandpa to go
No,
visit,
not at all.
play in the hay barn anymore.
And I'm assuming for the family, I mean, the ability of having some agritourism is probably a little more consistent than having to rely on the rain to come down. And, you don't know if you're having a good crop or if the government has an incentive program that changes the price of milk, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the family's longevity to be here 100 years from now, it's probably a helpful thing, whether they continue to operate those things as an ongoing business. But the agritourism is probably a sustainable model moving forward.
That's what we're hoping for, yes. And my sister Lee, she ran our little farm, our roadside market for many years. We had that for about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now my brother still does like a honor system. He puts some vegetables up there for the honor system. But Lee ran the market, and you guys sell a lot of tomatoes at 39 cents a pound to make any profit. So it is looking at the farming a different way and how we can provide an experience rather than just a product. So we want to provide both. So that's why we grow the mums and we grow the flowers, and they're pick your own, and we're looking at other crops that we can grow. So in this area, we don't have the huge acreages like they do out west. To grow 1,000 to 20,000 acres of corn. So you kind of have to do things differently. And
I'm assuming in today's world, if someone's farming and that's all they're doing, you've got to have that volume to make a dollar.
Exactly.
And you're still dependent upon weather. Exactly.
Yes. And weather is so important. Yeah. It's mind-boggling for y'all to think about how much time and effort we spend on irrigation. Irrigation is a huge consideration with agriculture. So, I've got friends out in Texas. Mm-hmm. They have had 3 inches of rain since September last year.
Holy cow.
A whole year.
Really?
3 inches of rain. So they are really in trouble with irrigation and all that. All their wells are running dry, and it's
percent problem. Well, even the last several years we've been relatively wet, but this last year we've been relatively dry, I think.
Yes. That's like the Sunflower Festival.
Yeah.
Why we had to cancel that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate all that because I always say I love good homegrown tomatoes, and for years I did them myself. And I realized I just had $200 tomatoes, meaning I had all this money in tomatoes, and they were great. But man, it's just a lot cheaper to go to a stand or a grocery store. And so I appreciate what you and other farmers are doing because it's a lot of work to produce it for that little money.
Right.
And, if the homeowner's going to do it like myself, it's a labor of love. It's not a profitable thing for an individual to do it for sure.
Exactly. And you just hope the caterpillars don't get on your plants.
I think it was all the chemicals I was putting on it. Like, I'm probably just chemically cleaner if I pay someone else to do it because I'm just dumping stuff on there and whatever, rinsing it off and hoping it doesn't kill me, and they taste good. But it was all, between the bugs and the watering them and getting the weeds out and all the energy and effort, it tastes great, but a lot of work.
Oh yeah. And we've got such great opportunities for farmer markets around here and little produce stands. So they would appreciate you coming to see them. Don't even worry about it.
Trust me. I was younger and more naive. Now I just pay the money. Yes.
So. One thing I want to talk about too a little bit is it's still a huge family run like business and farm in general, from what I understand, right? So like everybody's involved. Your family's obviously really involved in the community. Can you talk about how it is, working with your sister? You have a twin sister as well.
Yeah.
So just, older sister, how that is with working with kind of your family in general, running a business.
Well, we all just really have fun together. We love to laugh and we love to work hard. So all of us have really great work ethic, and we bring it all together, and we've got different life experiences that give us different skills that help us run this business. So we really try to make sure we divide up all the details, everything that needs to be done into, who has the most experience. And by doing that, we have found that it really works. Things work well together like that. And we've hired some great managers. So during the season, we hire about 100 people.
Wow.
And we've got fantastic managers that have been with us for a long time that are right there, our neighbors in the community that really understand what we're doing and really understand that, we want this to be a really special place for families to come out and make memories. And we want our guests to feel safe and to have a good time while they're there. So people that share our same vision for what we're doing, so that we all come together and it works fantastically. So we're real proud of what we've done, and we hope to keep all getting along and making it happen. Because it does take we always say it takes such a tremendous amount of effort when you have your own business, and to when you have an event like this for the community, you got to be passionate about it.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Which it seems like you're extremely
that comes through.
obviously.
I mean, it's very
Good.
clear. If those in the audience don't see it, I mean, I can feel it, and it's one of the things I've always said about what I do for a living. I genuinely love it most of the time. We all, if we're honest, have moments we don't like, right?
Right.
But I think you're always going to be better at something you love,
and you're helping people.
Yeah, and you're helping people, making a difference. And an unspoken benefit, I think, of what you may be doing is, man, the lesson you got to be teaching your kids and your family's kids and the grandkids and great grandkids or whatever. There's nothing like getting there and doing the work and teaching them lessons, no matter what they're going to do.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm. And like Garrison, so Cameron's buddies with Garrison, my nephew, and Garrison finished Clemson, just like Cameron did, and he's out in the real world, and he's got his own career going, but he comes back and he helps.
He knows what hard work's about.
Yep, and he plays his part. He knows what he can contribute to help with the whole event and the whole experience.
Yep.
So,
and you're saying your kids are out there helping too, and they're 11 and 14. So I mean, they're already out there working. They got a shaved ice stand, and they're doing the same thing. So that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I want to choke them a lot of times, but
we all do. That's a different podcast.
Exactly.
We'll invite you back for the parent one.
I should be grateful.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They're good kids. So yeah,
that's awesome.
I am proud of them. So that's great. Yeah. So we're so excited about this time of year. I mean, it really is, exciting for us. And I never know what emails are going to come my way. So like a few years ago, like Southern Living featured us with something. And,
really?
Martha Stewart magazine listed us as top pumpkin patch, and now we're up for USA Today sent me an email a few weeks ago that we're up for the 10 best corn mazes in the U.S.
Oh wow!
Awesome.
So there's a vote going on right now for that, and the past 4 years we've been in the top 10. So
that's phenomenal.
We hope people will vote for us, and so it's fun this time of year. You see these emails coming through that you don't expect, and we're real. That's fun for a corn maze to see when you see your name up with the top farms across the country.
Makes all the hard work worth it.
I bet so. And we're going to be excited to check it out ourselves, and hopefully our listeners will as well. And I appreciate you spending a little time with us. I know Cameron wants to ask our signature question, so I'm going to let him fire away.
So what makes you tick?
That's a great question.
Other than your kids, obviously.
Let's see. I just like to get up and go and make things happen. So that's what, and like hot yoga. I love hot yoga.
There you go.
Hot yoga and being at the farm. I just love being at the farm and having fun. Riding my Can-Am around is really that's fun for me. But just getting stuff accomplished and making things happen. That's what I love to do. That's when I thrive.
And hot yoga, obviously.
Hot yoga, which I'm gonna get to go do right after this.
There you go.
Before I get back to the farm. So, but if folks want to find out about our farm, they can go to denverdownsfarm.com. We also have Facebook page, Denver Downs, and also Instagram.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming. And I know our listeners will check you out and enjoy some of that time you're going to have coming up here in the fall.
Yeah, y'all come see us, Brian.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Awesome. Thanks, Cameron. We'll see y'all soon.
Yeah, of course.
And for all our viewers, go out and check out Denver Down Farms, and also check out our webpage and also our various social media platforms and broadcasts. Until we see you next time, go out and make our community great.